They'll go for their second support, so leaving In Your Dream to last.
I'm just having my my fire snap cookie right now.
Okay, understandable.
I had the props ready.
Snap Fire's picked up. You got to go for it. I understand. I understand. So Polaris, they could go for max here if they want to. You're now convinced that the Queen of Pain is going to be mid, and they will. So with the puck picked up, pretty good matchup versus the Queen of Pain. Of course, you can dodge with the phase shift, and the rest of Galaxy Race's heroes, they have no way to deal with the puck at all. So this is quite the hero. You've got.
I'm heavily favoring Polaris' strike.
Yeah, same.
Like very heavily right now. You know, multiple ways to catch out this Queen of Pain. Swap isn't even going to be that effective if you've got the Dream Coil component, of course. You're just swapping someone into damage. Sure, it's going to be reduced. Clockwork falls off a cliff. Then again, so does the Tusk. But, you know, Snapfire is one of those heroes that, I mean, how are you supposed to contend against them? You don't have great mobility on a Snapfire, and I feel like you've got very good mobility with the items that you're wanting to be building on Puck, Lion, Tusk, and Mars. Honestly, I could see this be one of those games where every single hero on Polaris goes to Blink Dagger.
Big fan of that lifesteal ban. In Your Dream's been playing it a lot, and I think it's a great matchup versus the Mars against the Puck as well. So the Jug, you could kind of play into. I'm not a huge fan of the hero right now, but quite often, if you can't play the lifesteal, you think of the hero that plays very similar to him, and that's kind of the Juggernaut. So they want to go down that route.
And you know, just for the purpose of my props, what about the Monkey King? It's not bad. Like, it gives you that extra stun lock that you need to be able to get onto the puck and maybe have that burst potential.
It is not bad. I like it versus the puck. The Mars matchup's good. You don't see a carry, but Monkey King's got pretty decent matchups. They don't have the greatest way to keep someone inside the Wukongs, which could be a bit of an issue. Cogs is, yeah, I mean, Clockwork. I feel like Clock wants to be prioritizing Cogs to hunt the Lion, though. So,
yeah, true.
As soon as I saw Snapfire and Queen of Pain, I was thinking about a Faceless Void. The lane versus Mars, I'm not too much of a fan of, just because of the back of the constant damage over time with the God's Rebuke, and your Mars can go Orb of Venom, and Void doesn't like the little slow instances of damages, and it's probably a little bit slower. Another one to think of is the Ursa with the matchup versus the Puck. You don't care about Dream Coil. Mars is, you're very good against Mars, you get out of the arena, matchup in the lane's good, but against the line, and it's very slow. Like Galaxy Racer don't have a way to go late, and also hit towers is a bit of an issue.
I feel like if they weren't the Ursa, you kind of need to resign yourself to the fact that the Snapfire needs to get an Axe, and we've seen how bad that can be when you like absolutely need this one item to have an impact. So it's going to be the Faceless Void.
You can Wraith King.
Yeah.
Can 100% Wraith King.
Damn effectively.
Like, this is a very good game.
And again, it's also a good Blink Dagger game for a Wraith King. You know, that's probably the one area that he would be lacking a little bit, you know, just having that mobility. But again, if you're able to jump in on top of the Snapfire or the Queen of Pain, there's not a ton of save right now. It's only the Vengeful Spirit, really.
In Tower Siege,
I agree with you.
In Tower Sieger, I want an Agi hero for the Venge. And Wraith King's also going to build pretty beefy, but he's not the Agi. Easy.
I'm totally on board with the Void. Like, you've got much less downtime with Mars and Puck when you compare it to Queen of Pain and Tidehunter. And, you know, Tusk, of course, has barely any downtime.
Could they gyro, actually? We've seen it versus the Void. I'm thinking of maybe a range with the Tusk if you go that route, but I don't like the lane as much with Tusk because gyro is a lot more farm-orientated with the flak change, but it gives...
I'm good with Wraith King.
Yeah, I'm good with Wraith King as well. That is my number one pick. I'm trying to think of anything else they'd like to give to Natsumi. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Very, very happy with that. I wasn't a fan of the Wraith King in the second game. The reason why I'm a huge fan with it, it's the biggest counter don't I want to say the biggest counter? I'd say one of top 3 counters to the Faceless Void carry-to-carry matchup. You drop Chrono, you trade the Reincarnation Life, you're more than happy with that. And they are all relying on Galaxy Racer of a Sonic Wave, Mortimer Kisses to blow up a hero inside that. And not only is it's that factor, look at the heroes you have on Polaris. You've got Arena, Spear, all of everyone's took it. I'm not even going to go through all the heroes. I'm just going to say literally all 4 heroes will enable a Wraith King to not get kited, as he was in the last game. It's good lane with the Tusk, gives you a way to take objectives. Like, it's just a beautiful pick, and it's a Natsumi hero. Like, I'm all Polaris. This is a beautiful draft.
You've even technically got a little bit of a save as well with the Tusk if you're catching someone right on the edge of that Chronosphere as well with a snowball. So there's a little bit of that save as well on top of everything. I agree with you. I'm all about this Polaris draft. It feels like the polar opposite of game number 2, to be honest, right?
Yep.
Like, how are Galaxy Racer going to be able to take team fights outside of their ultimates? Seems pretty damn difficult to me.
So the only way I see Voids win versus Wraith King is when you're an item ahead and you can kill Wraith King without having to use Chrono. That is the only way you win this matchup. If you drop Chrono to trade the life of the ultimate, again, you don't win that matchup. So in your dream, needs to have an incredible game. I want to see them play the Void with Snapfire together, because that's a decent kill threat. And I think you need the melee with the Venge just to play
damage.
Yeah, and also like it makes it annoying for the tag team, just the mini stun with the battery assault. I think it's so important to have range melee combined together.
Even just the cogs for the push away. I mean, the counterpoint to that is that you would also kind of like the fire snap cookie if you're caught inside of an ice shards.
Yeah.
So, you know, both is kind of fine. I feel like it's another one of those games where Galaxy Racer, they need to avoid the Wraith King. Like, he needs to probably be the last target in every single one of these team fights. Puck needs to be priority number 1. They need to try and somehow chain lock it down. This is honestly probably an Orchid game, though, for Alacrity. You know, we've seen the Kyra and Sanj build have so much success, but I feel like you need to Orchid probably the Tusk. You know, if you can pick off Tusk super early on and then look to transition that into a Lion and then the Puck, then that's probably the best way for Galaxy Racer to come across. But again, it just feels like there's so many little things that they need to tick off because of how effective a Wraith King is going to be this game, as well as the fact that, you know, let's say you go on the Orchid, Mac just builds a Yule Scepter, and then, you know, what do you really care?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. So I think you need the Orchid. You're lacking control. You need to steamroll this game. I think the Orchid is very hit or miss, but in a game like this, you got to go big or you go home. And I mean, it's elimination match. It's a perfect way to set ourselves up here. It's all on the line. Galaxy Racer as well, looking to try and be your back-to-back champions of the Pro Series. They got to go through Polaris. They had an incredible game 2. They have to have an even better game 3.
Who would have thought as well? Like, Polaris, they were in contention for being eliminated out of that group stage. They barely were able to scrape through. I think just getting 1 win above that threshold to be dropping down. Into Dream, he's going to get a little bit of damage pumped in onto him here. No tag team skilled up just yet by Boomy. See if you're going to look to try and chase him down. And it means that he can't TP away, considering he held all of those points. And the TP just pops the snowball onto you.
Do you feel
also
like...
means that they're not blocking up the lane. Nico is going to be able to get some nice body blocks off, so it's going to be in a pretty decent spot for Polaris. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, do you agree, or do you think Alacrity is the X factor for Galaxy Racer in this game?
I mean, he's going to have to be. You know, like, they need to somehow be able to get pickoffs on the backlines. You could say it's also Paulson a little bit. Just to be able to consistently find out CML, it means that the burden isn't entirely on Alacrity's shoulders. You know, he can focus on the Tusk or the Puck instead. Hell, even just being able to hookshot the Tusk isn't too bad, right? And then you can just go on the Puck. You don't have quite as much mechanisms for the save.
Yeah, the reason why I just bring up Alacrity, because I think the tempo, he needs to be one to set that through the early stages. Yeah. And if he's going Orchid, then especially, like, you are going to rely on snowballing like we saw Mac attempt to do in game 2 with his Quap. I mean, he really had a good performance on the Queen of Pain, apart from that, you know, the one death down by the bottom tier 3 tower. But it's also a stage where Galaxy Racer, like, you've got a very greedy Venge. Like, this is a hero who needs a lot of space, a lot of time, and this could work into the favor of Natsumi if he wants the Radiance.
Yeah, I mean, you're happy to, I suppose, get the space to make sure that you're getting this Aghanim Scepter on the Vengeful Spirit. But what does it cost? Like you mentioned, the Radiance is just going to be put up in return, and this time around, there's no Shadow Demon to have to worry about. There's no Grimstroke to have to worry about. So you're all well and good to go this Aura-style build with, Radiance Burn.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see if he considers the armlet just to maybe dissuade.
Look at where Mizu is now, by the way. He's
where's Mizu?
just going on a little bit of a mission, dragging his 3 kids around.
Alright, you see, is already this matchup. I mean, a double stun, not easy at all by any means. They did also put, of course, Polaris on with the Venture Spirit. Been a big fan of like a melee body just for the Venge in the lane. We do see the aggression coming out from Nico and Boomy down bottom as Yokem getting some distance with the cookie. Give him enough time. Is he glitched for you? Is this going to be the whole game? Yokem. What am I looking at?
He's fallen a little bit. I think he might have got God's rebuked while he was trying to jump or something like that.
What is this? Oh my god. Okay, I can't keep looking at that. What did Nico go? So he actually went Ring of Protection. Did I guess anticipating Snapfire to maybe go Lil Shredder Venge? Almost dying up top. My lord. Is he actually... I believe the Ring of Protection was just the anticipation for the Lil Shredder and maybe the Blightstone that they were looking to play the lane into.
Sure, but they haven't opted to go there. They're just going into the Fire Snap Cookie. I mean, against the Tusk, it's needed, right? Like the Fire Snap Cookie, even hell, just the Scatter Blast to be able to create that little bit of space if it is in your dream that gets gone on. You also have to consider. He needs to use the cookie just to get away a little bit there. You need to consider the cooldowns super early on. Like now, it's not going to be as big of a factor for in your dream, but level 1, that God's Rebuke is actually pretty effective against the Faceless Void because of how the cooldowns work, right? Like level 24 on 24 seconds on level 1 Time Walk, and only the 14 seconds on the Spear of Mars, and
again,
16
don't
on
make
the
the jump.
Rebuke.
This time level 3 from Nico. Beautiful placement in the shards as well. Gives no opportunity for Yokem to get out to safety. As the Mars will pick up first blood in our game 3.
And that gives him his phase boots as well, so he's going to be able to look to trade a lot more frequently within your dream as well. Not even needing to use those abilities, just looking to poke and prod. Mars, of course, one of those heroes. It always seems to be the newer ones in Dota that have the higher attack range as well.
Yeah.
Mac's been really good in the mid lane as well, constantly making sure that he's saving his phase shift or the illusory orb, even if it's the tiniest distance. He's not able to use it to clear creep waves.
We've got a bit of a brawl breaking out, CML. Can he actually win the man fight with the help of Natsumi tanking up some of the battery assault charges? A lot of resources will be expended.
Is getting chased down a little bit here by the skeletons, and the damage over time from the Wraith Fire Blast. So annoying to have to deal with all of these at the same time. Paulson, he's getting a little bit keen, I would say. You don't have the healthiest HP pool, my friend.
Yeah, a bit too keen, some might say, and he's going to end up going down, although the battery assault's still minimizing it, but one creep stuck in the cogs will help Natsumi continue to steamroll what's looking to be an exceptional laning stage. How's this mid matchup continuing to fare at the moment? It's 31-4 compared to the 32. Oh no, yeah, 32 on the park. Bottom lane.
Yeah, what I was saying before. Oh,
might not get that opportunity.
Yeah,
this bottom lane continuing to show some high kill threat, always with the Tusk. They've at least dodged the tag team.
I like the fact that another kill on the top side. I like the fact that he's put the 1 point into the time dilation here on In Your Dream, because Tusk's one of those heroes that you really do want to be using. Like a lot of the time you see 1 point in each of the abilities at level 3. This time around he's got 2 points in tag team just because of how effective it is to have the Mars with, of course, all of his slows and the stun. But, time dilation, when you've got those 3 abilities off cooldown, it means that you're dealing a ton of damage back to the Tusk.
See, I was just gonna say, like, maybe Galaxy Racer could bring Polison down bot because of how aggressive Nico and Boomy have been, like, just to catch them off guard with this potential clockwork, which could pick up a big kill maybe on the Mars and further help In Your Dreams lane. But I think if you do that, then you really sacrifice the Venge.
I mean, maybe
in fact,
now
they'll
you
bring the
can.
Lackery down. He's got the ultimate if he needs to commit it. And he won't have an opportunity. So that is a big rotation which you get nothing out of. And
it's looking fairly even. I mean, the creep wave on top side was in a pretty decent position. They'd managed to be able to get this hard camp pulled into it, although CML, he might be able to get it going the other way now. So, yep. It's going to be very hard for Paulson to leave his lane now that they've been able to manipulate the creeps like this.
Oh, nice attempt. Almost got those creeps. Did they mirror the movement from Mac? Yeah, he came down bot as well. Looks like he tried to shove out mid instantly and join just in case a further fight broke out. So we're seeing the reinforcements, or I should say the rotations from twos not working in their favor. Maybe until now. With Coil dropped, we're surviving a decent amount of time, and he's not even going to eat the spear thanks to the placement from Yocam, and they'll turn it back around as Boomy will end up dropping, and even some artillery coming through from the Vengeful Spirit. They'll drop the Chrono. He's got 3 points in the Magic Missile. He's going to use it for the later stages with the Chrono, so they make sure the stun lock is perfect to secure the kill.
Even Paulson launching the rocket flare from the other side of the map, just landing a little bit late. Ooh, nice use of the glyph there, actually. It's a dual use, protecting the mid tower, also soaking up a lot of those tower hits on the top side as Natsumi was stuck inside Paulison's cogs. But yeah, nice rotation coming out there. You always want to just be able to drop that Chrono Spirit on a high impact target whenever you can.
Snowball. What reactions from Boomy. They don't want to drop the Sonic Wave for it, but maybe they've stuck around for a little bit too long. Who does Nika want to prioritize with the spear? It'll be the Queen of Pain. And unfortunately for Mizu, now they can turn back for the Venge and bring him down to the right side of the tower.
Very happy to get that. Very unhappy that the Korea actually ends up dying as well. Not sure how that was in a position to get punished, but well, not even needing to, or being able to use the Sonic Wave rather. Just wanting to save it for a later day means that you had the rotation potential. That's the longest spear I've ever seen in my life.
I was going to say, hang on, what's going on? My guy is just really in the Olympics right now. He's throwing spears from far away. CML's pretty close to 6, in fact. 2-1-0. There's KDA at the moment. He's been getting a lot of experience. If they can get him this ultimate, it might catch them off guard to burst through the void, but I feel like we might see In Your Dreams start to make a rotation through the jungle to get out of bottom.
He's done a pretty good job farming in this lane. Like, early laning stage against a Tusk is always very challenging. He's sitting 3rd on net worth, but it's without any deaths. He's constantly been there getting the experience, so I don't think you could ask for too much more. He's really just waiting for that Mask of Madness to be able to transition through the jungle.
Yeah, I'd say he's done an exceptional job with where he's sitting. Thought that was going to be... I mean, Yocam came in clutch multiple times, especially to that near the Chronosphere fight. Yeah. Coil just off the mark. Coil. And let's see who Daddy Gaben is favoring this time at the 10-minute mark. Looks like the illusion... Oh, sorry, the Arcane Rune for a puck is on the bottom side of the river. Alacrity's still got the Sonic Wave that he wants to utilize. So also got In Your Dreams, swing on over, Chrono up in 10, hook shot just shy as well, with the tip not connecting as Polaris have been able to readjust their positioning behind the tier 1 tower, but Alacrity doesn't give a damn about objectives. He's going to pounce further and further to drop the ultimate. Now, you got to be cautious still at how long you stick around, because In Your Dream, with this Chrono at the ready, but maybe they don't have the damage right now, still without the Mortimer Kisses or without the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, I think maybe you can make that play if you've got the Snapfire ultimate. Has anyone claimed the Tome of Knowledge yet on Galaxy Racer? It looks like they have. So he just ends up buying it up for himself. I think that's going to be key, just where they're looking to make this next play around. Do they have any siege creeps still available for them? Well, the only one that they did have was on the bottom side, but Natsumi, he's actually made the rotation down there with the armlet, and he's just looking to go into the Radiance again. It will not be punished as hard at all as we saw last game.
Oh, top. Mizu's in trouble. Instantly, the Delta split. It's Boomy to the left, Mac to the right. You really don't want to drop the Chrono for Boomy. Looks like he won't be forced to with Mizu standing hand in hand with the rotation starting to come through. The spear connection. They don't get the coil break, but it looks like it's not going to matter because the control afterwards is still plentiful. And Boomy scurries himself to safety. Dodges the scatter blast. Backing he goes. Boomo playing with fire. But that's all he needs. He's comfortable with the fire.
Able to get his way away. They protect the tower. Natsumi, he just takes away the entire Radiant jungle as well. He's even looking to rotate through to mid. No fear on this man at all. Not too much respect for CML though, making sure he crit the creep that he was mana draining. This time around, Alacrity at least able to obtain that rune there. He's going a very different build on this Queen of Pain, as that's a long hook shot landing onto CML. He's got the Finger of Death available.
He's got out the cogs relatively fast, but Alacrity still, again, a long-range jump behind the tower. But now with the rest of the heroes from Polaris starting to swing on over, they've only got 2 heroes at the moment, so they'll try and target Natsumi, still with the ultimate not leveled until now, but the artillery is being laid from the backline. Boomer is going to try and deal with that one. They've dealt with 2, but what's it going to cost them? As after the respawn, Nico also stuck inside the cogs, but you have Mac completely untouched. Is the Park able to lay through the damage from afar to almost even out the trade?
Unfortunately, the play that they were looking for, the Chronosphere into the Mortimer's Kisses, didn't end up happening. It was still a pretty decent usage there from Joe Cam. Needing to commit his life was Boomy to try and stop that using the snowball. But, you know, you're happy with how that team fight ended out. You caught the Reincarnate being on cooldown if it means that Natsumi just continues to be well at the top of the net worth here.
I don't know if it's a good thing that you put me onto Boomo. Like, it's actually starting to get too natural. I feel like it's just the...
What about Boomer?
Ooh, I mean, what, you trying to get people on your side? I don't know.
I will not sit here and take this slander. I'm in my 20s, damn it.
What are you, 8 years older than me?
By a thread.
That's Boomer enough.
All right, we got the Blink Dagger freshly picked up by Nico. He's looking to smoke up together with CML. They still haven't used the first Finger of Death, so they're definitely looking to try and catch someone on the backlines. In Your Dream would be an ideal target, although he does have the Infused Raindrops. Might be enough to enable his survivability. He's walking around with Agi Treads, though. Oof.
Yeah, that was close.
It instantly switches back to the strength, like, ooh.
They're still sticking around, but Radiant making sure there's no... Oh, is that Sentry? You hate to see it, man. Look how close that is.
It feels like the whatever that thing is called, the left leg is inside the Sentry range.
It looks like it is. Oh, man. Who they caught? They have found Nico in the backline. Clockwork and the Snapfire combined together as a beautiful support duo to find these pickoffs, but there's still a 110-second cooldown in the ultimate as now behind the T1 Tau. They'll kill off the Clockwork into the Rainbow Teepers though. Galaxy Racer not looking to give up any of the map control at the moment, but CML is going to be cautious himself. A swap back onto his own high ground. Jokam has got so much physical damage with the max out little shredder, but still they're going to be cautious as Mizu, there's no way CML makes it away. Still Alacrity can't even jump on forward, and now the Snapfire is also going to find his demise. He's on the opposite side of their territory, and Mac will look for the cleanup. Somehow, some way, the line stays alive.
Even able to get the bottle refill done as well, and this is all while, you know, you can understand In Dream wanting to be up on the top side, but he has spent so long hitting away at this tier 1 tower that they're going to be able to get this tier 1 mid, and maybe even have the potential to rotate towards that top side if they did want to. Yeah, you can see they're even using the scan to make sure that In Your Dream's not going to be the one focused down after all these aggressive attempts. Instead, they'll be happy to take Paulson's life.
That they will, accumulating a 5,000 net worth lead here for Polaris. And this is about to be Sacred Relic completed for Natsumi as well. Top of the net worth by about 2,500 compared to his counterpart in the Faceless Void, who finally gets that tower like you were saying. But In Your Dream really needs this Maelstrom to start to quicken up his farm.
Yeah, there definitely isn't the same level of farm acceleration there when you compare it to the Wraith King, right? You're sustainable just through your own toolkit. You know, you've got that Mortal Strike for the bonus damage. You've got the Vampiric Spirit, which not only acts as lifesteal, but also the Skeletons, where, you know, he's been popping it wherever they've got vision, essentially, and using it to take the majority of the jungle. The other big factor is that it feels like Mizu has been very active at a lot of these team fights, which means that he's only just over halfway towards the Aghanim Scepter at the 16.5-minute mark.
In trouble. Early break of the coil. He's got the assistance flying through from the back. He's actually going to drop the chrono, the artillery, flying up. Boomy, can he get in range? No. Ooh. Thinks otherwise, but it still just costs him his own life as Polison slithers that hook on through past the creeps. They still have to play around with the snowball, which is only just wasting the time here. That's all Boomy can hope for. And this is signs of life.
Lion as well as a bit of a pickup there. The Observer Ward on the high ground, giving a good amount of value. So a little bit of hope coming through here for Galaxy Racer. I was really feeling not quite so keen about the draft, but that's the first time that they've been able to combo their ultimates together in a significant factor that nets them not only a support, but actually 2 plus a core.
And your dream is now Maelstrom completed, but simultaneously we see the Wraith King completely untouched. 203 Natsumi. Flawless performance so far. After the camp, he should have the Radiance now completed. Mid lane, oh, that's a big arena. They'll try and prioritize down Mizu once again. Maybe the protection with heroes in the backline's enough. A huge Sonic Wave pushback. We'll get the kill on the Tusk, but that'll be all they get. Meanwhile, by the top outpost, Bolison going for a solo kill, but he himself instantly surrounded as even Natsumi wants to show up.
Or if you can do that, my man, and he even gets the Observer Ward freshly planted, de-watered there, so it's going to give them a lot of information around this Roche pit. So with the Radiance, they're looking to take the fight. They know that they previously just used the Sonic Wave, Chronosphere's on cooldown, Mortimer's Kiss is the closest one to being available, but it's probably going to fall down before even Polison comes alive and is able to launch out that Rocket Flare.
Tusk doesn't have TP. Yeah, I was going to say, I think you need the Tusk to take that, but yeah, without him being able to join. Again, we can see, like, if you take 1 kill, then they probably go back into Roche. What, Cronus still cooldown for 45? Maybe they don't even care. Can they just go back in still with now him closing the area? They've got very good vision in the vicinity.
Yeah, and they're getting rid of all the Radiance vision as well.
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay. Why not? Most of the time you would expect, you know, oh, but where's the medallion on this Tusk? You know, you want to make sure that you can accelerate all these kills and get the Walrus Punch to do the max value. I mean, I really like this Boomy build because he's gone into the braces and the pick pole just to make himself as survivable as possible. Means that he can be walking through these team fights and essentially being the get down Mr. President style of player, where he's just going to be able to get off that snowball, save whoever he wants, and you can see he's already got the blink dagger queued up after that.
This blink's going to be huge through the corners. Just like you're saying, if anyone's on the outskirts, potentially jumping in, finding that snowball save. I've got to bring up as well that Alacrity, he's gone for the hood into the Chiron Sun. So not the Orchid build like we were saying. I wonder if this is really the Quap build now. Because I had been very much favoring it when I've seen Queen of Pains go for this. But we thought that you needed kind of the tempo controlling with the Orchid this game. But I feel like this is a lot, again, Orchid's super hit or miss.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I think Mac just spotted someone with the Illusory Orb there into the lane, so he's going to be a little bit more careful about where he's playing, unless he's going to try and get a bit of a turnaround there. No, he's just going to retreat, actually, once the Rocket Flare hits in onto him. They had all the heroes set up behind.
Oh, no. He didn't have his courier the secret shot fast enough to get the Aghanus. This is such a late Ags from Mizu. I mean, it's going to be probably about 21 minutes.
Well, with a DD. Oh, no.
Not what you want to see. I mean, what they commit. It was Arena. Finger? No, Finger's back up in 10.
That's me. He's got his Radiance turned off, so not wanting to reveal anything about their movements coming through. It's going to be Joe Cam. That's going to be the one to cop the brunt of the Force. I don't think you can look to turn around for this.
Not at all. Nice hook shot at least. Oh, they're still going to drop the coil. Boomy and Mac. The pursue on the clockwork behind the tower. But this is 2 pickoffs into the tier 2. The Glyph will at least delay it, but I feel like you can stick around.
Skeleton's not respawning long enough to, fast enough to be able to protect the siege creep, but I think you're totally cool
with
this.
Make the attempt, swap back.
Trying
to deal. I mean, he's got 2 lives to play with. I'll deal with 1. Now Faceless Void, Hex is out, Dagon burst as well.
You don't want to be buying back
Mizu.
either.
I mean, they'll deal with Illusion straight away afterwards. Alacrity going unscathed, but that's all you can really hope for here. And yeah, like you were saying, he's in fact has 3 lives. So yeah, the reincarnation down for 110 seconds, but that is a fight that they don't get the tier 2 afterwards though.
They don't, but they do get the key kills, right? And even just the small things, Nico doing a great job there in that team fight, of course, getting the chain lockdown, but when Alacrity was trying to turn around, trying to get at least one kill onto the Tusk, he just pops up the bulwark. And of course, when you're hitting with ranged attacks, there's a chance that it's going to redirect towards their shield. It did. He lucked out long enough to be able to get away. So some great team play coming out there from Polaris.
What are the signs back here for Galaxy Racer? Are there any key items we're looking for? Maybe some level timings as well?
It's going to be rough, I'm telling you that. I mean, maybe the level 12 on the Snapfire for the increased burst through the Mortimer's Kisses. Like, I've got my wish. They're going to eventually end this game unless it ends in the next 5 minutes or so with 5 Blink Daggers on Polaris. Everyone's got one except for the Tusk, who's changing things up and going into the BKB first.
Oh, wow.
So, okay. I mean, how do you catch out these people? That's the big issue. You know, you need to catch Mac. Like, it feels like a big part of this team fight. I mean, just don't clump up on Polaris, and I feel like you win this game, period. And you just stand behind Natsumi and let this insanely farmed Wraith King do the work.
And that's the question. You know, how can you force him to clump up on Galaxy Racer? That's going to be up to the Clockwork, because we see him come into play. The hookshot drag back. Can he get the face shift blink away? It's back up. No, we're not fast enough with the face shift. Natsumi also with the Chronosphere, so a lot of damage is not going to matter. They rip apart the Faceless Void. Now they'll deal with the Clockwork as well. Alacrity next, but he can blink to safety, but Nico's got the Yules! So it cancels there. The incessant use of the sun control will bring him down. 3, the consequence for that fight.
They're just so active, you know, like it feels like they didn't appreciate why they won game 2, unfortunately, on Galaxy Racer. It was all around this higher level of activity. And, you know, now even Natsumi, he's reached up onto his level 18, so even if you're looking to commit onto him, that Reincarnate has a very low amount of downtime, only the 60 seconds. It is still a lot worse than it used to be, with the 40-second downtime, which is a big part of the reason why we don't see it picked quite as frequently anymore. But again, it's going to be just as effective into a Faceless Void as it ever has been.
And another one across the map. Joe Camp to fall. And Mac. It's like, thanks, boys. I'll come over with the boots of travel. Don't mind me. I'll take the kill. Maybe even Mizu as well if Nico wants to jump in and use. But I mean,
looking to make things even more difficult. Like, look at what Mac's building into. Aeon Disc. I mean, it's the perfect item. The only way that they're going to be able to take you down is through this chain lockdown that seems to be happening a little bit too often for Mac's liking. 3 deaths, too many for me.
Mate, if you want to speak about perfect item, I say Wind Waker. Go for that, what, 7100, maybe 6900 now? Get rid of the chrono potential. It's a lot of gold. You definitely won't do it, but maybe Ultra Lake, and we're not going to get to that stage, though. Yeah, like you're saying.
Maybe Mars will after his BKB. You never know.
I wouldn't hate that at all. We were speaking about that. The Faceless Void needs to be an item ahead of the Wraith King where you can kill him without expending chrono. Well, Wraith King's 7,000 gold ahead. That's not the case this game. So how do you win this matchup? It's very bad on paper. You have to hope and pray that you get a 5-man chrono. Now, to do that, you need the Clockwork to go in first to force Polaris to tunnel vision to protect the hero, and then, in your dreams, going to fly over the top. I don't know if I see that happening, though.
Illusion.
Nope. Just don't stack. It's as simple as that. You know, just don't stack up. As long as there's a couple of people alive on the side, you're even fine to send the puck first, right?
Because I mean, that's a chrono use for the Lion. Yeah, you're down for 45. If it costs you a life, I'll tell you what, that's really not worth it. And yeah, it looks like he's a goner. He jumped up to the high ground to attempt the TP, but Mac slaps him down. Polison the next on the agenda as well. And
oh, was it lag? I'm hoping it was because of lag.
Well, it's a rough going here for the reigning champs.
Also,
hope and prayer.
Okay, yeah, my net worth was bugged for a little bit for whatever reason. I had to look to refresh it because it still said Wraith King only had 7,000 net worth, and I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here?
My last hits have been bugged at the start of the game. Like if I
think you just need to close and open it again.
Yeah, I did find out that was the solution. Thank you very much. I appreciate the the late notice at the 25 minutes on the last
You
game.
never told me.
Well, you never obviously you knew. So me being the observer would have been nice, you know. That's okay. I worked it out myself. Thank you very much.
Bro, you're not my partner. You don't get to nag me about this stuff.
Follow. Block him. Don't give him a hook opportunity. Surround the man. Oh, they're losing more on the
Mizu.
map.
They get Mizu without 2 of their heroes.
Oh.
Like,
Get the illusion.
how does it happen? Nah.
And they have so many stuns as well, where it doesn't feel like this is a game where Galaxy Racer can delay. You can't. I do not see how that you just play the delay game, rat it out, shove out the side lanes. It's a rough one.
Oh, well, hopefully, it was the mic issue, if you're a Galaxy Racer fan, that was the reason behind that laning stage not going ideally. Not opting to use the swap there was Mizu, and inadvertently giving away the fact that they had some high ground vision. So your information is going to shrink even further. They were able to get a nice deep observer ward up, and, well, considering the fact that a lot of the game is being played on Galaxy Racer's side of the map, that's probably not going to get de-warded. I think it was through the use of a smoke previously. Nice deep one there as well from Polaris, being able to spot out where In Your Dream's looking to move around. He's at least nearly finished up into his BKB. Going to heavily enable him to fight against the Puck in particular, who still hasn't gone into an Aghanim sector or anything like that just yet.
Okay. Whew. I was going to say, hang on. They're coming over here. They did smoke up, and they saw him like the with the observer weight that you were highlighting, but spidey senses.
Here, Tree, even just like doing these little aggro tricks to draw the creeps a couple of steps closer to the tower. That's how afraid he is constantly of being ganked. Alright, well, he's got his BKB. They have the Solar Crest. They've got the level 2 Mortimer's Kisses. They gotta wait for Chrono, though.
I do not want to see them fight before Roshan's up. You've got clock to scout. I think you only take a fight when Roche is up, or you take a fight at the pit, or when it's up to get a kill across the map, then go in. Because I feel like if you expend your ultimate and you only lose 1 on Dire, then they just instantly walk into Roche. This has to be a huge fight.
Yeah.
This is pretty much their lives here with this smoke, I think.
Mm-hmm. Clockwork launches another rocket. It'll reveal the Roche. And they've got the Invis as well on In Your Dream. Wasn't spotted by any kind of vision. Alacrity... What did he just finish up? The Eternal Shroud. Gonna be pretty nice, you know, to be able to survive that little bit extra. But he needs to join his team pretty damn quick, and he just TP'd to the bottom side of the map. You gotta get there, man.
This is it. I mean, this is it. A critical juncture we have in this series. Another smoke, but they're too late. Roche is gone. Age is shot. Everything picked up. Now, Galaxy Racer might have to die along the higher ground, but Mac,
poor Mizu.
They jump in. We'll make sure Mizu, there's no opportunity to retreat back to the grasping hands of the rest of the team. They were just trying to embrace him and get him to the back line, but they're still sticking around with their observe ward advantage. But Boomy, recognizing this, it's just, you're puncturing up slightly, teetering on the edge. He'll get the snowball off the nick of time and turn with the BKB. They'll rip through the Snapfire. It's a beautiful Chrono locking in multiple heroes, but where's the damage without the snap? They've got to rely on the Faceless Void. He'll deal with 2, but instant with the BKB after the Chrono Street duration. Now with the western side. Alacrity. He'll blink to safety the tree line. Natsumi's going to look to turn. Mizu, he just pulled back here. The Venge will need some assistance. He'll get it, but Nico, what an arena. Blocking any escape avenue. They're all going to blink in forward as well, just surrounding Galaxy Racer. Both the heroes that brought back in the grave again.
And you still got the Aegis. You know, you still got the Reincarnate available on Natsumi. And he still hasn't even picked up the BKB for himself. I believe that is the... Is that the 5th Blink Dagger that we've now got available for the Tusk,
5?
or...
Is it coming out?
He might be a bit short still.
He's only got 80 gold, unless he bought something. You're saying he just bought something?
No, it wasn't the Blink. He only had like 400 before that. Damn it, Boomy.
Come on, Boomo. Oh, up they go. And her Chrono's on cooldown. I know they've got the Aegis and a big window here.
I think they even had vision of that smoke coming through as well. Alacrity's going to do his best to try and protect this with the AoE Shadow
the
Strike.
daytime vision.
Clear out the creep wave.
Yeah, you have to have every single hero for a defense like this. But they won't have Polo. He's got a buyback, but 40 seconds on the deck. They've also been able to catch out the Queen of Pain. We'll see if the survivability is enough with his itemization, but the stun lock again. The incessant use of this, just too much for the co-op to handle. Alacrity will rejoin, but already the full set is claimed.
It just seems like the game went exactly like we were predicting, you know, the reverse of what happened last time. You don't have a way to fight outside of your big ultimates. Polaris have every single way possible, even just the use of the level 5 Dagon, right? Means that you can fight every 15 seconds.
A little bit deep. Does he really care? 3 lives to play with. It's a pretty big sonic wave, doing a lot of damage on the Wraith King. So they'll deal with the reincarnation, but again, multiple lives here for the Wraith King. Another swap back, but still, this time he's got more assistance coming through for the team. A beautiful Areno Nico, encompassing 3 heroes in close proximity in your dream. He's going to try and time walk forward, but he still doesn't have the chronicity on cooldown for a couple of seconds. But they've been able to kill off Mac. A hook shot from downtown as well will secure a secondary kill. They're looking to pursue for more. C-Mel, the next on the chopping block. Blink up,
Blink dagger
but the urn consistently ticking this over. This Galaxy Racer will somehow mount a defense. Yes, they've lost the full set top and also the range racks, but some signs of life without the chrono.
It's something, you know, they absolutely needed to be able to take some kind of team fight that's going to be able to give them even the smallest window. Let's remember, they haven't taken a tier 1 mid. That's how far behind Galaxy Racer are right now. You know, the optimist in me could say, well, that means there's a whole lot of net worth available on the map for them to close this 24k net worth lead. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to try and make a play happen. They did. They were able to get something. They still got the Chronosphere. It still feels, though, that with this Aegis still having about a minute left on its duration, you're going to have the full roster of Polaris ready to fight again.
What do you reckon the probability is if you haven't taken a look at it in a while?
I have not. I'm going to say 95.
Wait, who are they calling?
Wow.
Oh, Alacrity?
Oh, no.
Does Nico got Blink? He does. Spears up and available as well. Oh, great
Nice
hook from Polaris, son. That is huge. You can't feed away any lives, especially the fact that Alacrity bought back previously.
I mean, the man's going into a Shiva's guard. Where's the BKB? Am I missing something?
He's got a lot of survivability with Kyron, Sunge, and Eternal Shroud. It's, I mean, I just saw him heal up off the dagger from like 700 health. It's ridiculous. Hello? Mac is everywhere, man. His puck's even got the Aghanim shot.
Short-lived creatures.
What's this one do? I forgot.
Knocks him back, so it's a way to break your own coil. Don't even need no stinking psychic headband.
Inside the base, no extra follow-up. No. So they don't have the Aegis for the siege. We saw what could happen previously from Mizu. A swap back deeper inside the base. They're just going to look to deal with him instantly without heavily committing. The Skellies trying to do the dirty work. Mizu just feeling like he may as well sacrifice his life.
Had the Ghost Scepter up, but that actually ended up amplifying the damage from the Wraithfire Blast. So even though the skeletons didn't kill you, the spells did. And, well, that's a level 25 on Natsumi as well, so it feels like, how the hell are you going to fight into this?
Mortal Strike cooldown down to 2 now. Another jump in. They'll make sure there's no Mizu for the fight. Maybe no Void as well. Look to Kite. Stun lock into the objectives. 2 full sets of barracks now. There's no tier 2. The left standing in between Polaris.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You need the clock, and you need all 5 heroes. It doesn't matter. Not just the clock. You need some way to force Polaris to tunnel vision to protect someone.
That's not just the swap and the 2 lives on the Venge, it's just having that Vengeance Aura available, having the extra minus armor through from the Wave of Terror. So with him on the downside, it just goes to show why they have such importance of even taking out that Venge illusion.
They're trying to find someone through the trees. I mean, Boomy was actually further to the eastern side. Still trying to find him, but 26,000. I mean, we've seen Galaxy Racer come back from what felt like a insurmountable deficit.
It was with a Darkseer though, right? And
yeah.
that's one of the best heroes of being able to turn a game around entirely. We've also seen Galaxy Racer be in a very, very winning position and lose the game. So, it goes both ways. I feel like they had a much stronger draft to be able to do it that time around, though. Jokam, he's going to look to go forward just to try and get this lane pushed out as much as he can, but not even able to stick around for the scatter blast, just wanting to toss the fire snap cookie, blink away, just because, in the end he was right. Nico was lurking there in the shadows.
Really like Dire to pick up a gem. I feel like they've had disadvantage for such a long time. Just completely suffocate Galaxy Racer in the base. I feel like there should be no reason why Radiant have any vision across the map. Natsumi is going to make sure there's no reason for Polaris to keep his life as well. He was a little bit miscommunicated. Nonetheless, Polaris, thanks to the damage mitigation, will get out to safety. The Finger of Death, not enough. The Hex on the backline as well, but still, they're going to be cautious. Very split at the moment. An early use of the Mortimer Kisses without the Chrono. Still, they'll get the last second. It'll catch about multiple heroes, but now with the backline as well. Nico, a beautiful arena. Make sure there's no extra damage inside the Chronosphere. They've locked onto the Queen of Pain. No buyback for Alacrity, and Natsumi with the double damage is looking to put more heroes in the grave. A Clockwork will be the next target, and Nico is even going to follow up for the secondary support as well. 3 down, no buybacks, and it feels like the tournament lies for the reigning champions are now done and dusted. As Polaris Esports, the XR Droid, what a incredible series to be able to take it in 3 games. Oh, that's some salt in the wound.
Oh, giving him the business. And, sure, you went for the second pick of the Queen of Pain. Of course, didn't turn out anywhere near like he was expecting. Multiple times, unfortunately. Just wasn't able to get the value out of that Sonic Wave. So, big congrats have to be given over to Polaris. 35k net worth lead at the end. They're trying to do their best to try and bait out every little thing. But Mizu, he's just going to run to his death another time.
Clock's up, surely, but you see, Natsumi, Nico's even taunting on the side. I know this is over. More tips coming out this time for Nico. And your Jam will make one last attempt, but you see, that's really nothing. A fruitless one at that. As finally the G's are dropped and the reigning champions have to be our 6th team eliminated from the BTS Pro Series Season 8.
Another dominant performance, especially around that puck. What is it about these puck players in Southeast Asia? We see Mac, we see Yopaj, we see Bob do it on occasion as well. And even Alacrity, to say the least. But for Alacrity, he is unfortunately not going to be moving forward in the tournament. That spot in the top 4 will be taken by Polaris, a team that a lot of people going into this tournament probably wouldn't have expected to be in that top 4 position. So very nicely done that they're able to claim a couple of big scalps. First, it was Neon in the lower bracket, and then able to take out a pretty convincing victory in the end against Galaxy Racer.
Yeah, that it was. I mean, there was, game 1 looked convincing. Game 2, Galaxy Racer had a solid showing, but then Polaris. I mean, coming into game 3, we were pretty heavily favoring Polaris' draft. We were like, all right, this is not an easy matchup by any means at all for Galaxy Racer, and it really showed in that game. They just couldn't get their footing. Super difficult to see how they're able to perform. I mean, we predicted the Void, predicted the Wraith King, but we were, again, all Polaris, and it showed. Their lanes went incredibly well with how they're able to play the map and just the pickoffs. And it felt like, again, stuns wins Dota. Like, it made it so much more difficult for Galaxy Racer to be able to play. They were very reliant on their team fight, and it just wasn't enough.
5 Blink Daggers, baby. We got it. We got there eventually. One of them's an overwhelming Blink, but that still counts. Unfortunately for Mizu, he was just... It was sad that he still was farming into that Blink Dagger at, the 20-something minute mark of the game? Sorry, not the Blink Dagger, the Aghanim Scepter. 23 minutes is when he ended up picking it up, which, for an off-lane... Vengeful Spirit, it's way too late. It's probably about 5 minutes too late if we're being perfectly honest. So 2, 14, and 5, unfortunately wasn't able to have the impact that you would want from a first pick Vengeful Spirit. And I thought Polaris, they drafted perfectly. They learned their lesson from game number 2, and they executed it to perfection.
It has to be said as well, my guy Mac just dismantled them in this series too. Game 1, 23, 1 and 13 on his Ember Spirit. Game 3, he went 19, 4 and 17. Keep in mind that his the Queen of Pain, in Game 2 was exceptional. I'm trying to think back on how the KDA it went 8, 6 and 7, but was beautiful from what we were able to see out of him and Polaris as well. So that was a height one to get coming over, and we should have an interview over coming up shortly. We'll just give this one a sec. Let's see. All right, we'll drag.
While we wait for that, I just want to take time again to thank chat. You know, we've got a lot of people tuning in, supporting Southeast Asian Dota. I think I saw 15,000 plus people watching it, and you know, these are all teams that unfortunately they're not going to TI, but they're showing such great performances that you know, even just the next season of the DPC is looking to be as exciting as hell.
Yeah, it's going to be so exciting. I mean, we saw what the TI qualifiers were. I mean, it's got to be said. I feel like Southeast Asia was one of the most exciting qualifiers, and it was. I mean, we can say we will not question it.
Maybe like the grand finals of Western Europe was pretty exciting with Tundra going up against OG. But other than that, nothing holds a candle.
I mean, here we go. All right, we do have an interview underway. We'll bring Nico in. Nico, man, congratulations. What a series performance, being able to take down Galaxy Racer 2-1 off the back of that. I mean, you know, how you guys feeling first and foremost?
This is always the difficult one. The game 4, the interview. Can you hear us, Nico?
Hello?
Hello, there we go.
There we go. We can hear you now. So yeah, how are you feeling after that game? You've guaranteed top 4 in the BTS Pro Series number 8.
I don't really feel anything special right now. I think we're just up to like how can I say it?
It's just another game for you?
Yeah, just like just another normal day, average day, and then play some games.
Very good, very good. Why was everyone at the very end there tipping Alacrity? I thought that was a little bit of BM, considering you just knocked them out of the tournament. What was going through your guys' team comms?
I don't want to talk about it actually, because I was neutral about everything, and then like they decided to do something silly.
I see. All right.
Vanta. Okay. How's it feel being able to play with a lot of the ex-Ardro players as well? Do you feel like the chemistry is kind of taking a little bit of time to come back, or?
You mean for us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're getting a bit having a rocky road during the group stage, and like everyone's having miscoms and stuff. I think we worked it out somehow until until the playoffs. And yeah, I think right now we're very confident in taking any team all the way till grand finals if we can reach it.
I mean, it's looking to be the case with how you guys have been playing so far. Who has been maybe that player who's, I guess, sat you down after the group stages? Was there anyone in particular that you kind of picked up the morale, or was it like a team job?
I think it's a team job.
Danog, you got any questions?
Not really. I mean, you know what? I just want to know what the energy is like. You know, is it all yelling, or is it just very, very composed? It seems like with you saying, you know, it was just another game, but I'm sure in the heat of the moment, is there a lot of yelling going on during the games?
No, we don't really yell like in playoffs and we're serious. I think we do yell though during the scrims practices that we have. But overall, I think if I were to say something about my opinion about the comms and the energy the team has, I think we're just very composed. We're not really expecting much or expect more. Just trying to play a normal game, just like in practices that we had.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you like having a team energy like that? Like in your previous teams, do you prefer having like a calm composure, or is it nice having sometimes teams that have like a really energetic and kind of yelling in like scrims or any pro games?
Yeah. Actually, I kind of like the same silly teammates. Just I am like we're being silly, we're being boys and stuff.
Well, seems like, of course, you guys having the chemistry between the old Ardro boys. It seems like it's starting to pick up, and you are looking incredibly strong. Secured top 4 now. Next up is going to be Motivate Trust. So, good luck to that series. Anything you want to say to the fans or anyone else before we let you go?
I think I think the fans can just stay up and watch us and cheer for us. That's all. That's it.
Beautiful.
If they're real fans, they'll make sure to tune in.
Yeah, I hope
Cool,
so.
cool.
Beautiful. Thank you
Is that
very
it?
much for joining us, Nico.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it, and then congratulations once again on the series victory.
Thank you very much.
Well, then here we are. We done and dusted 3 days for us done for the playoffs. We still have 2 more. We've got tomorrow's going to be the lower bracket round 2. Tomorrow the upper bracket finals.
Yeah. It's looking pretty exciting. And then the last day, of course, being the grand finals and the lower bracket finals to decide, who's going to be crowned the champion of BTS Pro Series 8. Won't be us. It'll be MLP and John covering those last 2 days. But we've certainly appreciated covering the group stage and the first few days of the playoffs. So thank you again to everyone in chat for watching, not just this tournament, but all throughout the year. And we'll be sure to see you in chat during the later stages and in the chat for TI as well, cheering on Southeast Asia. So thanks very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you all for the support throughout the year. It's been an absolute pleasure, like Danog said, through the tournaments, not only this one, but previous ones as well. And I'm excited. We got the 2 days left remaining for the Pro Series. Then we have TI coming up as well. What a incredible tournament we have. The caliber of teams that's going to be there is so goddamn exciting. We'll be cheering on Southeast Asia, like I'm sure many of you guys will be as well. People you'll love to see it. But from us, we're done and dusted. Mike and John will be taking the reins for the last 2 days. We'll see you tomorrow for more BTS Pro Series Season 8 playoff action.